Once upon a time, in a small village, there was a young woman named Evelyn. Evelyn was different from most people in the village. She had albino skin, which meant her skin was very light, her hair was white, and her eyes were a pale shade. Despite her warm, kind and loving nature, Evelyn faced many challenges. Because of her appearance, people refused to see more to her than how different her skin looked. From a young age, Evelyn was teased and excluded by other children. They would call her names and make fun of her unusual looks. As she grew older, the bullying continued, and it wasn't just children anymore. Adults in the village whispered behind her back, and some avoided her entirely. They believed her appearance was strange and thought it might be a sign of some kind of curse. Evelyn was a talented artist. She painted beautiful landscapes and portraits, capturing the world with colors and emotions. Her art was a reflection of her kind heart and her desire to bring beauty into the world and be seen as just any other person with a regular skin color. But despite her talents, the harsh words and stares weighed heavily on her. One day, Evelyn received an invitation to showcase her artwork at a local fair. She was excited and hopeful that people might see her for who she truly was. However, when the fair came, many visitors were more interested in her appearance than her art. They took pictures of her and whispered about her, rather than admiring her paintings. Evelyn felt crushed and misunderstood. Along the line, Evelyn fell in love with a young man named John, and against all odds he loved her and was ready to do life with her. This made her so happy he gave her the strength to silence the judgments and side comments others made about her. Then the day finally came when they had to go visit John's parents and start the marriage plans. On getting there, it was so obvious that his parents didn't like her, especially his mother. But she was hopeful that they would have a change of heart along the line. Few weeks after their visit to John's parents, she noticed that their communication dropped and he kept giving different excuses as to why. Things got so bad between them that in tears she asked John what the problem was and why he was trying to distance himself from her. This made John open up. He told her that his parents has refused to give their blessings to them and that he was told to choose between them and her, and he had to pick his parents. And he went on to tell Evelyn that he would be getting married to another girl his parents picked out for him. Evelyn felt like her world crashed right in front. She felt so heartbroken that in tears she ran back home. Days turned to weeks and weeks to months. Her friends and family tried to support her, but the stigma and rejection was so powerful. Evelyn began to believe that no matter how hard she tried, people would only see her differences and not her worth. The pain led her into depression. One evening, overwhelmed by sadness, Evelyn made the heartbreaking decision to end her life. The news of Evelyn's death shocked the village and even John, who regretted letting go of a good woman because of her differences. Many people were filled with regret and sadness. They realized too late that their actions and words had contributed to her suffering. People began to talk about how they had missed the chance to appreciate Evelyn for who she was. In the days that followed, the village came together to honor Evelyn's memory. They displayed her artwork around town, and people started to see her beauty through her paintings. The villagers began to understand that Evelyn was not defined by her appearance but by her kindness, talent, and the joy she brought to others through her art. The village decided to make changes. They started educational programs to teach people about different conditions and encourage acceptance. They spoke openly about the harm of stigma and how important it was to value people for who they are, not for how they look. Evelyn's story became a powerful reminder. The villagers learned to appreciate and support one another, embracing differences rather than judging them. Evelyn's life, though tragically cut short, inspired a movement of kindness and understanding. In the end, Evelyn's art lived on, and her story became a lesson in empathy.